Well, good evening, Keep Pounding Nation, all Carolina Panther fans from all over the world. Welcome to another Carolina Panthers Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So I just wanted to get on here, make another quick video, and talk about some more moves that the Carolina Panthers have been making during this free agent season. In the off-season, or free agency period in the off-season. Carolina Panthers are staying busy. So just wanted to talk about some more moves that have been made. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty. If you're interested in investing in some awesome video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. If you see something you like and you want to make a purchase, be sure to use that promo code BlitzBall_champ, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. Definitely use that promo code, and happy shopping. Okay, let's get into the recent moves. So, a move that I definitely liked that they did is they are bringing back running back special teamer Raheem Blackshear. So they tendered a contract to Raheem Blackshear, who was an exclusive rights free agent. So they were able to get him secured for this upcoming season. And, I like the dude. Shifty, speedy guy, great on special teams when it comes to kickoff returns as well. So definitely liked what they did with him. And remember I talked about in my last video that they are bringing back Emir Smith-Marset as well, which was pretty much our special teamers on kickoff and punt returns. So I'm happy with that. Like I said, I felt Raheem Blackshear made quite an impact on the team as well as Smith-Marset. So I like the moves. Definitely like the moves. In 2 seasons, says he's rushed 37 times for 123 yards and 3 touchdowns, has 16 catches and 138 yards. But where he stands out is his return game. 26.9 yards per kickoff return last year on 16 attempts with a long of 52 yards. So, like I said, I am totally fine with keeping Blackshear. I felt like he will be good in the return game, and you can insert him in the offense on rotation every now and then to get some yardage going. And hopefully with the revamped offense, he can still be able to do that. So definitely like the move. Glad that they're keeping him. Another name that they signed at cornerback is former Buffalo Bills cornerback Dane Jackson. Only 27 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds. He was a 7th round pick in 2020. He's played with Buffalo his whole career so far. Not a lot of crazy stats, but has been able to stay healthy throughout his career. Right now he's got career total of 152 tackles, 129 of them were solo, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 3 interceptions. So 28 passes deflected. So, not sure if he will be used as, a depth piece or if he's going to be a starter. But, apparently Dan Morgan's familiar with him. When Dan Morgan used to be part of the Bills front office. So, at least there's some chemistry there. Let's see. 6 foot, 180 pound Jackson started 28 games. Okay, so he started 28 games. So he has a good amount of starting experience. 28 games and 4 seasons with the Bills. He has 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. His best individual season was 2022 when he started 14 games and had 2 picks. Looks like there's room to grow, but he's got a handful of starter experience. So, I mean, played in 52 total games in his career and has started 28 of them. So, I mean, he's got some starter experience. You know, looks like there's room to grow. So, hopefully he can do that. Hopefully he can do that. Let's see. I was trying to see how many years that he signed for. I want to say it was 2, but I can't seem to pull it up. But anyway, so got him at cornerback. We also picked up a safety by the name of Jordan Fuller. Jordan Fuller, formerly of the Rams. Let's see. I was kind of hoping that we were going to get some safety help, especially with Jeremy Chin leaving. So I'm actually happy with this move, but Jordan Fuller. But yeah, Jordan Fuller, from Ohio State, 6'2", 203 pounds, 26 years old, was a 6th-round pick in 2020. Has played his whole career with the Rams, and I believe he also he has a Super Bowl ring with them. Yeah, he's got a Super Bowl ring with them. But yeah, got it in his second year because, you know, it was 2021 when the Rams won the Super Bowl, defeating the Bengals. But played in 48 total games, 279 total tackles, 175 of them were assists, 4 forced fumbles, 7 interceptions, 17 passes deflected. So not too bad. Not too bad. He unfortunately in 2021, or not 2021, 2022, suffered a setback injury that put him on injured reserve. He only played 3 games in 2022, but he did come back in 2023 and played a full season, so looks like he should be fine. And his deal was a 1-year deal. He got a 1-year deal with Carolina. So I mean, I don't hate the signing. I don't hate the signing. I mean, we've needed a replacement at safety since we lost Jeremy Chin, so. But yeah. And he started 2 games in the postseason, so I mean, hey. You know, I dig it. I definitely dig it. Okay, so he actually didn't play. He actually didn't play in the Super Bowl. Okay. He actually didn't play in the Super Bowl. Okay. Bummer. But stat-wise, not too bad. You know, not too bad. Alrighty. Now another signing which I do like, even though it was a 1-year deal. I actually like this signing. But we ended up signing edge rusher / linebacker originally from the Jaguars, K'Lavon Chaisson. I hope I said that correctly. If not, please forgive me. Anyway, 6'3", 245 pounds, 24 years old, so a young guy. Was a first-round pick back in 2020. Played out of LSU. Definitely like the size of this dude. And definitely I think somebody that can help. That could definitely help. Let's see. Had a little bit of a setback in 2022 due to knee injury, but played a full season last season. So that's good. Played in 57 games, 73 total tackles, 48 of them solo, 5 sacks, 2 passes deflected. I look at this as a young guy that I definitely think, hopefully, Coach Ajaro can really groom some more and really help him to grow. But him coming from Jacksonville, I think he has potential. I like the signing. I think he definitely has potential. So, hopefully this one works out. And he actually, he won a national championship with LSU. So, but yeah, I like the signing. I definitely like the signing. It's a 1 year, but I like the signing, and hopefully he'll pan out well. But anyway, keeping it moving, we also signed linebacker who is also, I believe, an edge rusher as well, DJ Wonnum. I hope I said that correctly. DJ Wonnum. I believe his is a 2-year deal. Let me just double check. Yeah, let me double check right quick. Yeah, 2-year deal. That's what I thought. 2-year deal. DJ Wonnum. Interesting name. 6'5", 258 pounds, 26 years old, out of South Carolina. Oh, he played at South Carolina. Was a 4th-round pick in 2020. Has been with the Vikings his whole career so far. Played in 62 games, 171 total tackles, 105 of them solo. Has 23 sacks. Ooh. 23 total sacks. He's got 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 11 passes deflected. Dude looks legit. I know he's coming off of a season-ending torn quadricep, but hopefully he'll be good to go with us by the time the season starts, because, if he's been able to do all that and has got 23 sacks, which he had 8 sacks in 2023 and in 2021, so looks like this dude could, potentially eat. And if I remember correctly, he's got the same amount of sacks last year that Brian Burns did. So, hey. But yeah, hopefully he'll be good to go by the start of the season, though. That's my hope. But hey, and apparently he got a fumble recovery for a touchdown against us last time we played the Vikings. 51-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Oof. And even though Chase Young is getting ready to get picked up by the Saints, I still have hopes for Jadeveon Clowney. Still have hopes for him, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. We also ended up signing some O-line depth. An offensive tackle by the name of Yosh Nijman. If I butcher that, please forgive me. 28 years old, 6'7", 314 pounds, played at Columbia High School and college at Virginia Tech. Oh, he was a Hokie. Okay. Been with the Green Bay Packers his whole career. But yeah, he's got some depth at the O-line, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Like I said, he's young. And I guess they got him for a couple of years, if I remember correctly. He was actually the most recent signing. Yeah, he's the most recent signing. It is... Yeah, I'm looking to get the numbers. It doesn't say, but I take it as for two-year deal. 8 million $2-year deal. Okay. Not bad. I don't know that much about him, so. But like I said, looks like he provides depth on the O-line. He's appeared in 67 games with 22 starts in his 4 seasons with the Packers. Okay. He's played on both sides of the line. So, okay, so he can play left and right tackle. Okay. Hey. Nice. So it looks like he'll be backing up Ikem Ekwonu and Taylor Moton. Hey, I don't hate it. Hey, if he can play both spots, why not? So yeah, not bad at all. I do wonder if there's going to be any, like maybe 1 or 2 more big names that Carolina's looking into. I know they're going to be getting a visit from wide receiver Mike Williams. He's going to be getting a visit. Jadeveon Clowney as well. I haven't heard about any other names yet, but I'm very curious to see who else is left out there. As a matter of fact, let's take a look and see what that actually is out there. But so far, Carolina has done a little something. With the free agency pickups. And as a matter of fact, there's an article here that kind of goes through each of the players and kind of gives what it means and what's the risk. So I actually want to go through that. So let's start from the bottom and let's work our way up. Starting with Amir Smith-Marset, wide receiver, which we re-signed. What it means. Says the Panthers, even though they didn't tender him as a restricted free agent, thought enough of his late season contributions to bring him back. He was primarily a return specialist for much of the season. His 79-yard punt return for a touchdown in November was the team's first since 2017. He also provided a late season spark as a gimmick player on reverses and caught 8 passes for 51 yards. Speed and shiftiness made him worth another look. I agree. What's the risk? Says not a lot. Basically, he's been a journeyman in the NFL with 4 teams since 2021 because of his value on special teams. The risk might have been to have paid him about $3 million by tendering him. I agree. Not a big risk. Let's see. One second. All right, J.J. Jansen. Another re-signing for our long snapper, going into his 16th year with the Carolina Panthers. What it means. The man who has been nearly flawless long snapping for the Panthers since 2009 is back for another season. As much change as Carolina is undergoing with another head coach, special teams will remain exactly the same in 2024 with Jansen snapping, Johnny Hekker punting, and Eddie Pinheiro kicking. Jansen's team record of 243 career games played will continue to grow. What's the risk? Absolutely nothing. Jansen has been the model of consistency since Carolina acquired him a year after he joined the NFL as an undrafted player out of Notre Dame. He should qualify as team historian. I highly agree. Raheem Blackshear at running back. The Panthers are keeping him on a 1-year exclusive rights deal. What it means? Simple. Versatility. Blackshear can help as a reserve back, receiver, and return specialist. He averaged 26.9 yards per kickoff return last season with a long of 52. The past 2 seasons, he has rushed 37 times for 123 yards and 3 touchdowns and caught 16 passes for 138 yards. He'll offer a change of pace behind running backs Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, plus bring experience as a returner with the league looking to increase kickoff returns in 2024. What's the risk? Only that the Panthers underuse him. He showed flashes last season, but didn't get many opportunities on offense. That could change. And honestly, I think that should change. My thing is, I definitely feel like he had been underused. And especially with how the running game was for us last season, Miles Sanders not doing that good, and Chuba kind of having to carry the weight of the running game. Once Blackshear was thrown into there, he definitely did some damage. So I'm hoping to continue to see him get utilized more outside of special teams because he's a nice, shifty, speedy back, and he's got good hands, pass catching as well. So that's what I'm hoping. One second. All right, moving on up. Safety Jordan Fuller. Fuller's joining the Carolina Panthers on a 1-year contract. What it means. The safety position that was void after Von Bell was released this week has been filled. Fuller may be on a one-year deal, but he's a playmaker. He had 3 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles in 2023. He has started 46 games since the Rams made him a 6th-round pick in 2020, including 2 seasons with Avero. He's a 2-time captain, so leadership is a plus. At 26, he could be a long-term solution and candidate for an extension in 2025 when Carolina has more cap space. What's the risk? That he excels and then walks after 1 season. Otherwise, he seems like a perfect fit rejoining Coach Avero. Even Rams GM Les Snead said it would be hard to replace Fuller's leadership and play. Wow. Some positives there. A lot of positives spoken about this guy. That says something. That definitely says something. All right, let's keep it going. Cornerback Troy Hill got re-signed for 1 year. What it means. The Panthers still need an every down cornerback to play opposite J.C. Horn with Dane Jackson being released. But Hill secures the nickelback position and can help out at corner. He played in 16 games for Carolina last season and started in 3. He had 48 tackles. He's steady and fits with what Avero wants in his 3-4 defense. What's the risk? He's a low-cost solution for a position of need, so no risk since he has already been in the system for a season. At worst, he'll provide competition for anybody else Carolina signs or drafts. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I felt like Troy Hill definitely did well for the role that he filled in. And I'm just glad to have him back. Glad to have him back. He even got a pick 6 with us, so that was cool. I think it was a 51-yard pick 6, if I remember correctly. All right. Next up, linebacker K'Lavon Chaisson. K'Lavon Chaisson. I hope I said that right. Let's see. The former Jaguar is joining the Panthers, 1-year deal up to $5 million. Okay. What it means. This is a prove-it contract for the 2020 first-round pick who has only 5 sacks since 2020 and 11 starts in 57 games. It's more of a depth move. Chaisson also has experience in the 3-4 and played his rookie season under Todd Wash, now Carolina's defensive line coach. Now, what's the risk? The only risk is that the Panthers don't sign another veteran edge rusher and have to depend on Chaisson to reach the first-round potential he never did with Jacksonville. Chaisson has no starts the past 2 seasons after the Jags went to a 3-4 scheme, and his production has been minimal. This is true, but I have hope. I actually have hope for this guy. And you know what? I'm willing to take a chance on him. I mean, it's a 1-year deal. Hopefully it pans out and this turns into something more. But I think the guy has potential. I think he has potential. But we're going to see this season. We're going to see this season. All right. DJ Wonnum is next. 2-year deal, $12.5 million contract. What it means. Carolina has one of its edge rushers as it attempts to replace 2-time Pro Bowler Brian Burns, who signed with the Giants. Wonnum hasn't put up huge numbers, in part because he shared the sack load with elite players such as Danielle Hunter. But he's only 26 and coming off an 8-sack, 38-pressure season before being placed on IR with a torn left quadriceps in Week 16. He also had 8 sacks since 2021. The potential is there for him to be a Burns-like player, and he came a lot cheaper than the $24 million that would have been committed to Burns. That's a good point. What's the risk? says Wonnum never lives up to the potential he has shown during his 4 NFL seasons. He has started only 31 of 62 games, so the Vikings felt there were other players better than him. There would be less risk if the 2020 4th-round draft pick out of South Carolina ends up as a compliment to another edge rusher. Well, I guess we shall see. I mean, I'm hoping that he pans out. All right, cornerback Dane Jackson, which he got a 2-year deal. 2-year, $14.5 million contract. Now, this right here is interesting. What it means. Morgan was a big believer in Jackson when he was director of player personnel with the Bills, who selected Jackson in the 7th round of the 2020 draft. So Morgan must have seen the dog mentality he wants to bring to Carolina. Now, he has Jackson as a likely replacement for Dante Jackson, who was traded to the Steelers on Tuesday. Jackson only started 28 games in Buffalo, but he was productive. He had 152 tackles, 28 pass breakups, and 3 interceptions. He showed his potential as a starter with 58 tackles, 2 picks, and 12 pass breakups, and 14 starts in 2022. I dig it. What's the risk? He's getting starter money despite only starting 28 of 52 games. So he's still a bit unproven despite his experience. But Morgan knows Jackson well from his time in Buffalo, and that lessens the risk. Or at least puts the burden on Morgan if things don't work out. Well, this was a Morgan pickup, so a Morgan endorsed pickup. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to linebacker. Linebacker Josie Jewell. 3-year deal with the Panthers after coming from the Broncos. What it means, continuity. He played inside linebacker for Avero in Denver in 2022 and had a career-high 128 tackles, 7 for loss, so he knows Avero's 3-4 system. He will be a solid and less costly replacement for Frankie Louvu, who signed a 3-year, $36 million deal with the Washington Commanders despite Carolina's attempt to re-sign him. All right, what's the risk? He's 29, so there's some wear and tear there. But he's had more than 100 tackles in each of the past 2 seasons and 3 of the past 4. A pectoral injury limited him to 2 games in 2021, but he has a nose for the ball, like general manager Dan Morgan was known for when he played linebacker for Carolina. Looks like Mr. Dan Morgan sees a lot of himself in Josie Jewell. And with the chemistry he's had with Coach Avero, hey, that's a big plus. It's a big, 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 big plus. All right, let's keep it going. Defensive tackle Ashawn Robinson, who reached a 3-year deal with Carolina, $22.5 million. What it means. Just like on the offensive side, the Panthers are building from the inside out on defense. Robinson is a perfect fit as an end opposite of Derek Brown and defensive coordinator Ajero Avero's 3-4 scheme. He and Ajero have a relationship from their time together with the Rams in 2020-2021, so Robinson knows the system. At 6'4", 330 pounds, he'll create that inside push that the 3-4 demands to free up the outside linebackers. A solid signing here. What's the risk? He's only 28 and a good fit for the scheme, so not much at all. Injuries would be the biggest concern. He missed 7 games in 2022 and 8 in 2020. So hopefully injuries in the past won't plague him. Keeping it moving. Yosh Nijman, offensive tackle, 2-year contract. What it means. Carolina gets depth at both tackle spots with a player who has 22 starts in 67 games in 4 seasons at right and left tackle. For a team that went through all the injuries Carolina did last season along the line, having a dependable backup behind left tackle Ikemi Wonnum and right tackle Taylor Moton is good insurance for a staff looking to give Young maximum protection in 2024. That's good versatility. What's the risk? Low risk. Although Nijman's overall grades weren't much above average, still, having an experienced swing tackle does allow Carolina to spend its draft picks on other needs. Having competition also can only help, particularly at left tackle. That's a fair assessment. It's a very fair assessment. Okay, staying on the offensive line, got free agent Damian Lewis, who was signed to a 4-year, $53 million contract with $26.2 million guaranteed. This is good. What it means, the merry-go-round of guards protecting Young is over. Lewis joins Hunt to form an interior wall that should allow Young, the top pick of 2023 draft, to perform in ways he never could this past season while under constant duress. Lewis, a third-round pick in 2020, allowed 3 sacks on 931 snaps this past season. He had a 97.2% pass block efficiency rating. That will be a humongous help for Bryce Young. As mentioned, was never able to perform well under constant duress. To all the Bryce Young haters out there, how can you have any chance to be successful if you're getting chased around under pressure so much and you've been sacked 60 plus times? Explain that. Anyway, what it means, or not what it means, what's the risk? None. Lewis was a part of the interior protection in Seattle when Dave Canales helped quarterback Geno Smith to career best numbers in 2022 and Russell Wilson to career best numbers in 2020. Perhaps putting $153 million in Hunt and Lewis combined seems excessive, but allowing Young to develop was a top offseason priority, so it's hard to argue against it. It's a fair point. It's a very fair point. All right. Robert Hunt, offensive guard, 5-year, $100 million contract with $63 million guaranteed. It's a pretty big one. What it means, Young, whose 62 sacks were the second most in the NFL last season behind Washington's Sam Howell, who got sacked 65 times, will have better interior protection for the foreseeable future. Hunt is a massive 6'6", 330-pound guard. He has won 90.9% of his pass blocks during his career and has allowed 12 sacks in 3,316 career snaps. It seems new coach Dave Canales' commitment to the run game and protecting Young is real. And you gotta love him for that. Okay, what's the risk? And this is a fair, understandable one. Only that Carolina might have overpaid at guard with so many other needs, beginning with wide receiver, center, and tight end to name a few. But because the Panthers will have so much money under the cap in 2025 and 2026, is it really too much to invest in protecting their franchise quarterback? That was a priority, and they have followed through in a literally big way. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Okay, and finally, wide receiver Dane Jackson, who they acquired in a trade with the Steelers. What it means, Bryce Young has a new weapon who appears to be an upgrade from last year's receiving corps. That the Panthers got Johnson in a trade that basically cost them a player, which was Action Jackson, Dane Jackson, who they plan to release, seems like a steal. Johnson isn't a big target. He's only 5'10", 183 pounds. But he plays big and has enough speed to give Young a legitimate deep target he didn't have last season. Johnson had 5 touchdown catches and 717 yards receiving last season for a Steelers team that totaled 13 passing touchdowns and had quarterback issues, which speaks volumes for his potential with an accurate passer like Young. With an accurate passer like Young. Just thought I'd repeat that. What's the risk? Johnson is in the last year of his contract and carries a $15.8 million cap hit. Basically a wash for Jackson's hit. So if the Panthers can't renegotiate this into a long-term deal, then this would be a 1-year lease. Carolina is looking for more long-term solutions for Young, whose only consistent target last season was Adam Thielen, who is 33 years old. The risk is that Johnson plays 1 season at Carolina and moves on. So if he ends up panning out well for us, we're going to want to keep him. We're definitely going to want to keep him. But yeah, great article, courtesy of David Newton. But yeah, I think this was a overall good assessment. But yeah, I am looking forward to see what else Carolina does this offseason. I don't think they're done. And then, like I said, they're meeting with Mike Williams, wide receiver Mike Williams. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what happens there. But that's pretty much it. That's all that I have for this video. But yeah, just got to keep an eye out. And kudos to the Carolina Panthers, Dan Morgan. They've been busy this offseason. So looking forward to what other moves they make. But keep pounding. We're going to get through this no matter what. And don't forget to let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty. And also, I'll post the link to that ESPN article going through each of those. So if y'all want to follow along and keep up with, y'all can. And then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. For another Carolina Panthers talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Laters. Keep pounding.